Hey guys, I'm back again, and today's video is going to be a little more chilled down. Well, the story itself isn't chill, but I'm just going to be sitting down. I'm not going to be here making food. I'm not going to be making Chipotle. Although I do mention Chipotle, there was a lot of Chipotle eaten in like this whole sequence. But if you don't know me, my name's James. If you do know me, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by if you do know me or you don't know me. Anyways, I think we should just get started on why I will never. Will I never? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it again. Why I'll never donate plasma again. So to give you a little backstory, I have this friend named Jocelyn. She moved out to Vegas and she found a job at this plasma donating center. I don't know the name of the place, and if I did, I probably wouldn't mention that because that probably would be bad. But anyways, she let me know, she like recommended me and everything, and this was around Christmas time, so I needed a little money, and they had a $400 deal for the first four donations. So I'm like, shit, like I need to buy Christmas gifts. I'm gonna donate some plasma. I mean, like it doesn't seem that hard. It's just giving away a little bit of your liquids, and I have plenty of those to go around, so I'm like, why not? So I do exactly that. I go there. I don't think I told her which day I was going, but I set my appointment, and the whole thing they want you to do beforehand is to make sure you have a good meal, make sure you're pretty hydrated. And I'm pretty good on my hydration. Watch this. Like period. Like I'm hydrated. So they want you to have a good meal to make sure like you don't lose too many of the nutrients in your body or something like that. I skim through the handbook obviously. So I get there and I have to like do a bunch of questions. It took so long. It was like over an hour of me just like answering questions, and I'm 99.9% sure I answered them accurately because they sent me back to like a bathroom and were asking me very very vulnerable questions, let's just say that. And I guess everything was fine because I was able to donate soon after. So once I get ready to like go into the room, they like prick you and they get a little bit of your blood to make sure everything's okay. And I think they mentioned something about like it not being well. Like not that it wasn't like terrible, but like something was a little bit off, but nothing too serious. So I was like, okay, that seems chill with me. And at that time, I was already a little bit hungry because I only had eaten like a banana and like some oatmeal or like a granola bar. I think it was like a granola bar, and that was definitely not enough. And like when I was already there, I was getting a little bit hungry. I was like, I need to go to that taco shop down the street, but I didn't want to like lose my chance. So I was like, fuck it, let's just ball. So yeah, they prick me. I get ready to go into the room, and before I get to like my station, I see Jocelyn there. I'm like, hey, what's up? I don't know what we talked about. It probably was a very, very brief because she was new there and she was like getting her work done. So I was like, okay. And that little moment of grace and that little moment of peace was like the calm before the storm. So I go to sit down at my little station. I'm making sure I'm very hydrated because I'm very hungry and there's like nothing else for me to consume. And then they're like trying to find my veins. They're struggling hella. I think they ended up like doing both of my arms to try to find it. So they ended up doing one. I think it was probably this one. I don't really know. They're taking my plasma, and as I'm chilling there, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm getting a little bit dizzy, a little bit lightheaded. My vision's kind of going a little bit dark. I'm like, this isn't normal, but I try to hold out a little bit. Maybe this is what happens. But what I thought shouldn't happen was my arm was turning pale, and I'm a pretty dark guy. I thought I was like becoming like Drake skin light skin. Drake skin light skin. I did not mean to say that. I'm gonna move on. Drake. Okay. So, anyways, after that, I call over. I'm like, I need help because I might die in a little bit. So they come over. There's a couple people coming to assist me. They like unstick me, and then they start feeding me like Gatorade and I think something else. But they were trying to like make sure I had my fluids on check. And yeah, after that, they tell me to go sit down. So I'm just chilling there, trying to feel better. Me and this lady are talking. She's asking me questions about work. We're talking about donating plasma. I was considering never coming back, but that's for later. And then also to add to the whole situation, there was a guy next to me who also did not eat enough, and he was like going in and out of consciousness literally. And then when he came up, he would throw up, and then he'd go back, and then he'd wake up again. I think literally all he had was like fucking coffee, which is crazy to me because only coffee. I only had a banana, but still. But anyways, after that, it was pretty chill. I was still feeling a little sickly, but I was fine. And I had Korean barbecue after that. And just just like I felt so blessed because I still got to keep the first $100 out of the 400 that I could get total as a newcomer. So after that, I wait a little bit. I think I had to like wait for my blood work to go through to see if I can like donate again, and thankfully I could. So I got this little bun to like help with like getting the circulation through. I don't know the correct terminology, but like it helps. It helps. It helps. Before these next two times, they're like similar. I had a Chipotle burrito. I ate that shit up, and sometimes I got chips. I made sure I was hydrated. Like I was peeing so much in this era. It was like the same procedure. They had a little bit of struggle trying to find my veins, but overall it was pretty smooth experience. And at this point, I have $300. Everything was going good. I'm starting to forget about the first time, which was still a little traumatic, but I was feeling great. I was getting my money up. It was about to be Christmas. I was feeling happy. This was literally like early December, so it was like right around the corner. And that money helped for sure. And then we get to this last time. Um this I thought okay, you would assume that the first time would make me not want to donate, but this last time, yeah, I'm not about that anymore. I'm just no. So, like I said, I was trying to keep with my fluids, trying to stay hydrated, trying to eat a good meal. And I did just that. Literally the night before this, I was going to the bathroom hella. I'm sorry I have to switch gears on you guys all of a sudden. So actually my phone died, which is really unfortunate because I was really getting into the story. So it was like, why would you die on me in the middle of my story? Like, say I'm reading a book and you just die. Like, shit, was it that boring? But, anyways, I go to my station. They have trouble finding my veins. And eventually, they're able to stick me, and I'm getting the blood going. I'm using this like a motherfucker because it was going a little bit slow, and eventually it just stops. So I call them over to get some assistance, and then I start having to go potty bad, but not to the point where it's like, no, I had to go pretty bad. And so they're redoing it. They're trying to get my other arm, but as they're taking this arm out and going to the next one, I'm like, do I have the opportunity to piss right now? I didn't say it like that, but I asked like this newer girl who was working on my arm, and then she asked her superior, which first of all, he should not be working around people because that man was very, he didn't seem like he liked anyone, not even himself. No offense to that guy, it's just like I didn't feel safe or comfortable. But he was like, no, I asked her, and then she asks his superior. You know what I'm saying? And he dead faces her and was like, no. So I'm like, shit, not shit, piss. I'm like, piss. And then so they hook me up, and I'm like, I need to get this plasma out quickly, rapidly, but I had to pee so bad. Like I've never had to pee so bad. I was holding it to the max. I was doing a little dance with my legs. I was squirming. I felt like a worm, and it was just so bad. Like I tried to do anything to like take my mind off it. I was playing games on my phone. I was like watching YouTube, but it was just so distracting how bad I had to piss. And I was literally looking up how to stop yourself from having to pee. And I tried all these tips. There was people watching me dance at my station. There's literally a guy like not like directly in front of me, but like he was like to the corner, and while I was doing my dance, he was looking at me. I'm like, please don't do this right now. Please don't do this to me right now. This is really humiliating. And I have to say, I tinkled. It was a little bit more than a tinkle. It wasn't everything, but it was a good amount. And it was really, really, really embarrassing. But low key, I wasn't even focused on the embarrassment. I still had to piss, and I didn't want to completely drench myself. So I held on as long as I can. I was still going as fast as I can, getting that plasma out. And I was like cursing that dude in my head. And then when I was finished, the lady came up to me and she was like, "You ready?" "Yes." And she was like, "You got to go to the bathroom?" "Yes." I'm sure she saw Mark, or I'm sure she saw me dancing. She knew. She knew. She's like, "I'm gonna get you wrapped up as fast as I can." And um yeah, she she did her best, and I was still holding my best. I was doing my best work. And then as soon as I could, I like dropped everything and ran to the bathroom. And it was very, very relieving, but not as relieving as $100 I got afterwards. But yeah, I walked out with a stain on my pants. I felt like the cherry bomb cover, no cigarette, just embarrassment. And I left it, went about my day. And as soon as I got to the car, I was like, that shit's hilarious. So I started telling my friends, but it was still like crazy to me. But anyways, I had $400 and a lack of sanity, but I got some Christmas gifts and I had a little money to spend on myself. Life was getting good. Life was getting good. But after that last one, I'm like, I don't need to be here again. At least not that location. But, you know, I'll probably have similar situations at different locations because what the hell. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to my plasma story. I recommend you guys donate plasma. It's really helpful for people, and maybe I'll stick to like blood. Maybe I'll donate some of my locks. What else can you donate? Like a kidney? Maybe not a kidney. Maybe to like a friend, family, lover. But plasma, I'm not about that anymore. It took more than it gave to me, but that $400 check was really nice. So yeah, thank you guys once again. Do something good today. Like donate plasma, but make sure you do the things that I didn't do. But the last time really wasn't my fault. Like you guys want me to stay hydrated, and then you struggle my vein. Like what else am I supposed to do? That wasn't my fault. But yeah. Okay. Bye. 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 Bye.